What's up, Peep Squad? Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about Dr. Dre. And allegedly, he is out here. He is dating Apryl Jones. They got something in common. They got something going on. Him and Mrs. Jones, baby. Dr. Dre is out here. He's not even divorced yet from Nicole Young. The ink ain't even dry on the divorce paper, but Dr. Dre is out here. He's having dinner. He's letting the world know.
Dre, will fans ever get a chance to hear a Chronic 3 or a Detox anytime soon? We'd love to hear you open up the vaults and release some of that music, man. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Crooked Cops is one of my favorite records. I'd love it if you would release that.
I'm glad that you're doing good in health.
Thanks a lot, Dre. We appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
That is Apryl Jones. Apryl Jones is out here in public. Dr. Dre and Apryl Jones wanted to make their relationship public, let the world know. They've probably been talking about it, thinking about it, and they went out to dinner and the cameras was there. And Apryl Jones loves the camera. She loves to be in front of the camera. She loves guys that are successful, guys that have made a name for themselves like B2K, Omarion, and Fizz. But she got the biggest name of them all, and that is Dr. Dre. She done linked up with Dr. Dre. Go ahead. I guess Apryl was like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to get what I'm going to get. She loves his lifestyle. Dr. Dre can help her with music and actually put out. If Dr. Dre first song that he puts out is where Apryl Jones is going to blow up, it's going to go crazy, and Apryl Jones is going to be living out her dream. As she's been very unhappy with Omarion. She's been unhappy with Fizz. She's been unhappy with A$AP Rocky and chasing around rappers. And she said rappers and people in the industry love her and want to get with her and want to be with her. And now she has proven that she has the biggest name of them all, trying to say what's up to her and trying to get with her baby. And she'll be on yachts like this with Dr. Dre having a good old time. She won't be broke or poor no more. If you guys notice, Apryl Jones Instagram, she has been showing off all types of fancy pocketbooks, shoes, purses, and everything, very expensive gifts. And we know who they came from now. We know they came from none other than Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is in the building. She's going to be on her yacht. She's going to be doing her lives. We're going to see how this situation pans out. But Apryl Jones done really went to the top with this, but she better be careful. She better make sure she's playing boxing all the time. She better make sure she's playing hockey all the time. And she better make sure she's playing baseball too, and a little bit of soccer too, because the word out on the street is Dr. Dre is very in charge when it comes to WWE and WWF, and he don't have a problem with getting in a ring and having a good time with whoever it is. Allegedly, that's what the streets been saying. That's what they've been talking about for years, about Dr. Dre's demeanor, behavior, and attitude, and how he treats people. So you guys let me know what you think about this situation. Did Apryl Jones catch a really good bag? Did she catch a good situation? Or is this going to end not so well and not so good? But Apryl Jones can go up and down that post. So I think her legs are strong and she can run and she can get up out the situation if there is a situation. But we're going to see how Omarion feels about this situation with Dr. Dre, and maybe Dr. Dre being around his kids. He might be happy about the situation because Dr. Dre is a legend. But if he knows, like the street knows out there in California and LA and Compton and Inglewood, he might feel a certain type of way about the situation. So you guys let me know what you think about this situation. But Apryl Jones is out here chilling with Dr. Dre. Lord have mercy. But there's also some things about Dr. Dre that people have been talking about. As you guys know, Dr. Dre is facing a divorce, and he also had an aneurysm too as well, and he was in a hospital, and Dr. Dre was on his bed. He didn't know whether he was going to make it or not, and he is continuously still going through his divorce with Nicole Young, and she wanted $2 million a month, but he agreed to give her $2 million until they returned to court in April. Ooh, Apryl Jones, Dr. Dre going to court in April. Ooh, Lord have mercy. But Dr. Dre is still continuing to pay his, soon-to-be ex-wife, Nicole Young, $299,000 a month and paying her living expenses and also her mother too as well. So it is what it is. But Dr. Dre's daughter, alleged that Dr. Dre hasn't been a good father and hasn't been around, and she wants to have a relationship with him. And also Dr. Dre's son Curtis has spoke on his non-existent relationship with the billionaire or $800 million or $900 million, father just is absentee. And also Dr. Dre's father, spoke up on the situation too as well. But you guys tell me what you think about this. But when it comes to the soon-to-be ex-wife, Nicole Young, she's actually subpoena, Dr. Dre's records to find out if he had fathered any children while they were married. And also, she is subpoenaing all the girls and mistresses that Dr. Dre was allegedly cheating on her with too as well. And she wants to find out, baby, because she basically is going to be able to break that prenup between her and Dr. Dre. It might be ironclad, but it seems like Nicole Young has some very super strong power and lawyers that Dr. Dre are paying for to basically get rid of that ironclad subpoena. But in any event, Dr. Dre is probably going to continue to work and build more empires, and he might build one with Apryl Jones. But his daughter has something to say. Let's check this out. His daughter was on the Daily Mail, and she had something to say about her father, Dr. Dre.
Now for a Daily Mail TV exclusive, a daughter's heartbreak. LaTonya Young's megawatt father is rapper and record producer Dr. Dre. But just at 5 years old, LaTonya says that Dr. Dre left her mom to raise their 3 daughters without a dad. Well, now, today, LaTonya, at 37, with kids of her own who would love to meet their grandfather, says that she hasn't seen her dad in 17 years.
My father is rapper producer Dr. Dre. You guys know him as Dr. Dre. I know him as Andre Young.
LaTonya Young grew up in the shadow of her famous but absent father, who she hasn't seen since she was 20 years old.
How do I feel about not seeing my father for almost 17 years? I feel misplaced. I feel incomplete.
Now, 37, LaTonya wants to rekindle her relationship with her father.
My father is a family guy. I just don't understand why there's a pause when it comes to just spending quality time sincerely with your daughters. I feel like he gave up on me. He gave up on me, and I don't know why still.
LaTonya thinks Dre's estranged wife, Nicole Young, may be partially to blame.
To be told that you're nothing when you call for your father and you can't get through her. I'm never going to forget that. And she won. Because I got my father taken away from me. She's won.
Even still, LaTonya holds on to the slightest hope for the sake of her 4 kids. They've never met their grandfather, but always ask,
when can we see him? You're my father. I want you to be okay. I know he has a lot of love in his heart. Where it went, I don't know.
LaTonya tells us she recently applied to be a FedEx driver, that to keep her family afloat, and she insists that she doesn't need money from her multi-millionaire dad, Dr. Dre. She just wants a phone call.
Well, we'll see what happens with that situation. Hopefully, Dr. Dre reaches out to his daughter and they can actually have a relationship and he can get to know his grandchildren too as well. And also his son Curtis said that his father is absentee. As you guys know, Dr. Dre has 7 children and, they're by 5 different women. And I believe he may have lost maybe 1 to 2 children. I'm not positive about that. But you guys let me know what you think about this situation. And also, Dr. Dre did lose a son in August of 2008. And that's going to be a hard situation too as well. So it seems like he faced a lot of tragic things that happened in his life. And also he didn't grow up in the best, living situation between his mother and his father. And so he ended up moving with his grandparents, his grandmother, and his grandfather. So you have that situation. And also, you know, he watched a lot of negative things grow up in his household, but at this point his mother's doing very well. And also Dr. Dre's father, you know, Theodore, he has spoken out and he has basically said that Dr. Dre does not care for him, or Dr. Dre doesn't have a conversation. He hasn't seen him, he hasn't talked to him, and he doesn't understand why his son Dr. Dre is avoiding him and doesn't want to have anything to do with him. And also the father does say that the other brothers of Dr. Dre, you know, actually speak to him and say kind words to him, actually love him, but it is what it is. And also Dr. Dre, you know, did lose two brothers too as well. So, you know, he has faced a lot of tragic things that happened to him in his life. So we don't know what's going on with his situation, but he has survived his brain aneurysm. He's out, he's eating, he's chilling with, you know, Apryl Jones. It seems like they have a relationship, but, you know, hopefully she takes everything in account of who this person is, and just like he's going to take everything in account about who she is. And so therefore it might be, you know, bliss for them too as well. And when people say, why would anybody want to date Dr. Dre? Because of the rumors and the allegations that have been put on him for many years by his peers, by people that work with him, and people that know him too as well. You know, why would you get involved? You know, people will do whatever they need to do to get to wherever they need to go. And sometimes you can just say, ooh, baby, because Dr. Dre's wife, you know, soon to be ex-wife Nicole Young, you know, she was with Dr. Dre for over a decade, over maybe 2 decades. She was with Dr. Dre, and she put up with everything that, you know, she has accused him of doing to her, and other people have accused him of in the past, but she put up with it for 20 years. And, you know, now she's finally getting out. But there are women and there are people that will put up with certain types of behaviors, negativity, and just downright bad situation, either because they are scared, they're afraid, or they sympathize with the person that is actually causing them to be harmed, you know, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotional. So, you know, you say, oh no, I wouldn't, but there's a lot of people that will. So you guys tell me what you think.